Kidd, Mrs. Robin Kidd. Next we have the Secretary of the Liverpool RSL Sub-Branch, Mr. Tony Wilkins and Miss Daphne Veering. Next we have Mr. John Tooby, Treasurer of the Liverpool RSL, and Mrs. John Tooby. We have our President of the Hurlstone Agricultural High School PNC and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Simon. And our guest of honour and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Robert Hindmarsh. Also have a couple of apologies for tonight. Unfortunately, Mr. and Mrs. Joe Wesson, Miss Jenny Jackson, and Mr. and Mrs. Bright, Mr. Bright being the President of the Liverpool RSL Sub-Branch, couldn't make it tonight. Next will be our presentation with Flower Girl and Page Boy. Flower Girls and Page Boys. Our first Flower Girl is Susan Ritchie, and our Page Boy is Hamish Hancock. Our next Flower Girl is Anna Kelk, and our Page Boy, Richard Sanders. Debutantes and Page Boys and Page Girls have been presented to Mr. and Mrs. Robert Hindmarsh. I'd also like to present to you, all the way from Tasmania, our Matron of Honour, Leslie Langer. Next we'll have our presentation of our Debs. When each of the Debs and their partners are walking out, I'll tell you a little bit about them. First of all, we have Michelle Vivesi. Michelle lives in Bruce. She enjoys jazz and tap dancing, and next week is going off to Paris for a month to study with the Paris American Fashion Academy. This will help her in her desire to pursue a career in fashion design. Her partner tonight is Will Matthews. Will enjoys playing rugby for the school, studying martial arts, and of course Will enjoys relaxing whenever he can. Debutante is Kelly Darr. Kelly comes from Chipping Norton, which is known as the land of the Christmas lights. Kelly's very much a talented sportswoman and very interested in soccer, touch and athletics. Recently she was chosen in the CHS soccer team. Kelly would like to pursue a career in journalism or sports psychology, and she'd like to travel the world before she's married. She also has an ambition to be in the year 2000 women's soccer team. Her partner tonight is Damon Sarongan. Damon hails from a small property near Bega. He enjoys most sports, especially rugby, martial arts, and hopes to go on and study ag science at uni. Our next Deb is Rani Kelp. Rani hails from Condobolin. She enjoys touch, netball, tennis, sewing and craft, and light dancing. Just watch her tonight in that Pride of Erin. Anna, her sister, is one of the cute flower girls I presented to you previously, and she would like a career in fashion and to travel. Her partner is Ernesto Diaz. Ernesto enjoys kung fu, soccer, squash and tennis, and he wishes to be a dietitian and travel to South America and also China to complete his martial arts training and maybe to become a Buddhist monk. Next debutante is Catherine Ritchie. Kate lives in Campbelltown and enjoys her present commitment to working on Home and Away and hopes to further her acting career in Australia and ultimately overseas, in front and behind the camera. She'd like to travel everywhere and also to own homes all over the world. She's partnered by Ian McFarlane, who comes from a valley that I can't pronounce. Ian's into soccer, touch and dancing, and he really enjoys a good time. He'd like to live in Western Australia, but likes to take life one step at a time. He asked me to cross out dancing, but I wouldn't do it. Samantha Maddock is our next debutante. She lives in Sandy Point and has many interests, including dancing and basketball. One of Sam's major claims to fame is her brother Nigel Walker, like he found out to me tonight. Samantha plans to seek a career involving sports. Samantha's partner is John Peel. John comes from Wagga and likes all sports, including rugby, hang gliding and motorbikes. He'd also like to go to uni and study ag science. The next debutante is Emma Wright. Emma hails from Lamia and currently works part-time at McDonald's, mainly to pay for her mobile phone. Emma would like to work in the fashion industry and travel overseas, but Emma, as we all know, really enjoys life and wishes to continue that way. Her partner, Shane Warner, wishes to achieve a respectable TER. He also enjoys most sports, especially soccer, cricket and rugby league, and would like to travel to England and Switzerland. I'd like to introduce Christy Sergi. Christy's interests include sports, especially beach volleyball and indoor cricket. Christy also enjoys sleeping and playing pinball. She wishes to travel after HSC and aims for a career in accountancy. Her partner, Andrew Buller, is into lots of different sports, including athletics, rugby, golf, lawn bowls and chess. And Andrew aspires to have a happy family life as a loving father and husband. Erin Maines is our next debutante. And Erin comes from a property outside of Cowra. She enjoys sewing, helping on her dad's farm, horse riding and swimming. She's looking for a career in the agricultural industry. She's partnered by Andrew Warner, who comes from Goulburn, has a strong interest in politics and enjoys public speaking and squash. Andrew would like to work in London or New York and wishes to pursue a career in politics or merchant banking. Deb is Christy Wayman. Christy assures me she likes dancing, and in her spare time she does dancing. And just next week she's going to visit her sister in Paris, and she assures me that she's going to protest against the nuclear testing in the Pacific. She would also like to pursue a career as a naturopath. Her partner is Andrew Stadelman, who wishes to achieve a decent TER and then take a year off to travel the world and visit the Rels in Switzerland. He'd basically like to live anywhere where there's snow. Upon returning, Andrew hopes to go to uni to do anything. Gillian Hancock is the next step. Gillian hails from Dungog. She's interested in soccer and touch. She has very specific goals. She'd like to go to Longreach Agricultural College to do pastoral management. She'd also like to go to England as soon as possible after school. She's partnered by Kane Webber. Kane is a talented runner and triathlete, having represented across country. Kane wishes to pursue a career in the Defence Forces and to one day to own his brother's car. Kane assures me that he loves his mum and dad. Our next debutante is Claire Evans. Claire hails from Roos. She enjoys dancing and has done so for 12 years, mainly because it's taken her that long to learn the Pride of Erin. Claire would like to gain a family law cadetship having finished school. She's partnered by Jeremy Keast, who comes from Cooma. Jeremy is pretty into basketball and would also like to sail around the world solo on a yacht. He enjoys school and likes a good party. Louise Ferguson, all the way from Wagga Wagga, is our next debutante. Louise is a talented sportswoman, interested in hockey, softball, swimming and water polo. Louise aspires to be a sports psychologist and to go on to bigger and better things with her hockey. She's partnered by James Ousby, who lives in Cowra. I know because I've stayed at his place. He's interested in rugby, martial arts and computers and wishes to pursue a career in engineering. Our next debutante comes from Orange. She's the baby of her family. Her many interests include swimming, touch football, netball, and just enjoying life. Claire's left her career options open, leaning to law, journalism, or maybe something related to sport. Claire aims to travel one day, and her major goal in life is, when she dives into a pool, to keep her goggles on.